Hey everybody, Dan with Dash Office Supply, welcoming you to the next video in our series on building better business credit. Today we're going to take a little bit different turn. Um, Rather than focusing on specific techniques for building business credit, the focus of this video is going to be on avoiding the 7 biggest problem areas when it comes to researching and working on building your business credit. All of these came from conversations that we've had with our own customers who listen to a lot of podcasts, they watch a lot of YouTube videos that all tell them these great tips, tricks, techniques, hacks, whatever you want to call them, for building business credit. And the problem is a lot of the information they're operating off of is just flat out wrong. And the consequence to that can possibly be actually harming your business and its ability to properly build business credit in both the short term and the long term. And so we really want you to understand the right way to build business credits from the ground up. And believe it or not, you can do it all for free, and you can do it without having to use any tricks, any hacks, any special little secrets, because most of them aren't real anyway. This is the first video that also kind of kicks off our new Facebook channel called No BS Business Credit Decoded. It is a moderated group. You will never see any spam in there. It is purely a place where people can come in, post a question about business in general, business credit in specific. We'll be glad to review the questions, post our answers for everybody to read, because we really do want people to be able to build business credit the right way so that it really benefits their business in the long run. There is no greater ally than having positive business credit for yourself when it really matters, such as special opportunities to buy inventory. Maybe there's a chance to potentially buy out a competitor or buy a new special piece of equipment that will give you an edge that you just can't afford with cash, but having credit or the availability to buy it on credit rather than using up cash really makes sense for you. So we want to see you do it the right way. And so we're going to start here with this little video just talking about the 7 most common things that you can avoid in your business credit building journey. So let's start with this one. Beware of the fake influencers. And boy, there's a lot of them out there. You know, the internet has given rise to anybody with a webcam being able to tell you that they're an expert in anything. And you know what? The truth is, there's a lot of great information out there being shared by people, just not necessarily in the business credit space. If you want to learn a new recipe, if you want to learn how to work on a car, many things out there you can learn through great videos, wonderful resources out there. Unfortunately, business credit's been kind of overrun by hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are all going to tell you exactly the wrong thing to do when it comes to building business credit. Like the graphic there says, social media gives a village idiot a chance to share their uninformed opinion as easily as the expert. So it's important to really question who it is you're getting your information from. What is their own personal background in business? The guy that last week was flipping burgers, all of a sudden he's a business credit guru. Um, it's important to find out what somebody's real success in business is beyond being successful in selling you on the idea that they are successful in business credit. They sell courses, they sell books because people are eager to learn. So if that's how they built their fortune, that's great. But what else did they do to get there first? It's important to ask the questions and really understand where their information comes from and where their bias is coming from. The other big point in this slide that I want to point out is that most of the people in the business credit space that are trying to tell you all these wonderful credit opportunities out there, they're being paid by the very companies that they're promoting. They don't even necessarily use the product or the service that they're promoting, but they are getting paid every time people like you and I go to that company's website or we click on that special link for that promotional offer. They're getting paid. Some of them charge pretty big fees up front. Some of them charge $5, $10, $15, $20,000 up front just for that video to be made in order to sell you on the idea of doing business with whatever credit opportunity they're now promoting to you. So they're doing this out of self-interest, financial interest. In all honesty, I don't make a dime in doing these videos. Our company doesn't make a dime in doing these videos. We don't charge anything for this because we really do want you to have the right information to work with. So beware of understanding who it is that you're dealing with when it comes to business credit. Okay, understand what their background is, understand why they may be promoting this particular thing, and then make your decision from there. Next, I kind of like this one. Knowledge is everywhere, wisdom isn't. Anybody can give you a piece of information. Whether or not they have the expertise to tell you how to apply that information wisely and in a manner that benefits you, different story. That's not necessarily true. Just because somebody can talk to you about a subject doesn't mean they can teach you anything about that subject. Any teacher can stand in front of a classroom and read a book, but that's the difference between somebody reading a book and somebody being a teacher. Teaching you the material, teaching you the wisdom behind the information that they're sharing with you, that's the important piece too. Um, so it's very important rather than just listening to the pitch, hey, go sign up for this. Ask yourself if they're telling you why this really benefits you as opposed to just saying, well, it'll get you another trade line that reports on your business credit. What is it about this trade line or this credit opportunity they're trying to sell you that is specifically going to be beneficial to you compared to any other opportunity that's out there? Why would having this particular credit card or having access to this particular trade line be beneficial to your business compared to some other credit card, some other trade line? So ask questions of yourself about what is the wisdom of the information that they're presenting you rather than just uh, giving you, regurgitating something that a lot of other influencers are telling you the same thing about because they want the commissions from the clicks. This is a big one. Hacks plus tricks equals trouble. Boy, you're going to find these everywhere. Everybody's got the latest hack, the latest trick for applying for business credit. And I'm telling you, this is a big danger point. Let me tell you why. Okay. Actually, let me start out with a couple quick examples. I have watched YouTube videos where a so-called credit expert, credit guru, with 100,000 plus followers was telling people how to get a Navy Federal business credit card. And it was the hack was this. It is wait until the middle of the night, wait until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning to apply. And the logic behind this is apparently Navy Federal only puts the most junior, least experienced underwriters on duty in the middle of the night. So they're going to be more gullible than the experienced people who get to work on the day shift. So the idea was wait until the middle of the night and apply because you're going to get a yes more often than if you apply during the day. Number one, the silliness of that argument is just beyond anything to me because most of the underwriting decisions are automated. They're being made by computers, especially in this day and AI. Human underwriters are becoming less and less necessary. More and more companies are relying on deep algorithms and AI to make credit decisions and less on people. Now, it doesn't mean they don't have a few underwriters sitting around, but more and more often, all these decisions are being left to automated processes. So the idea that somehow that's going to get you a better approval rating, total garbage. The other thing that I heard from an influencer who had many followers was they were talking about applying for fleet fuel cards. Okay. And they said the trick is this: fill out the entire application, go all the way through the process, but don't click the very last submit button. Okay, just leave the page. Just fill out everything, but when it get to that point where okay, submit application, don't do it. The logic with this one was the company in about 3 days is going to call you because man, they want your business. And because you abandoned that application, that deserves the attention of a human being to call you and say, hey, we'd really like to give you this fuel card. No. You know what's going to happen? You may get emails from them saying, hey, you left an application out here that you didn't complete. Do you want to finish it yet? You're not going to get somebody calling you, begging you to finish that application because they absolutely want to give you a card. The other big one is this. The other really big ones are these. For example, you're going to get a lot of people telling you that you can get a Chase Ink card or a Capital One Spark card with EIN only and no personal guarantee, no personal application. Wrong, 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 wrong. Chase is not the biggest bank in the country because they're stupid. Okay? Think about the logic of this, what they're telling you. These guys are telling you that with nothing more than a business organization that exists on paper, that you can just walk away from because the law says that they're separate entities from your personal credit. So if the business fails, they can't come after you unless they can prove fraud or mismanagement. That somehow Chase is just going to give your business a credit card without any backing of that card, without anybody being responsible for that card. And so often they'll say, oh, no EIN, no revenue, no nothing. You can have it with a brand new entity. Absolutely wrong. Do you think American Express is that stupid? Do you really believe that these banks are this dumb that they're just going to give you a credit card with an employer identification number and nothing else? No financials, no bank history, no person behind them, no business history that they can see. And trust me, these banks can go reach information that you don't even know exists. You don't even know where it is. You have no clue how they get their information, and it isn't just from that application you're filling out on that website. I promise you. Okay, most of these guys that are advising you on this don't have any clue about where the information comes from either. But it goes beyond just a failed application. Okay, let's say that somehow, miraculously, you're able to lie your way through an application and get a Chase Inc. card. You lie about your revenues, you lie about your banking, and that used to be much easier to do. In the post-COVID era, it was pretty easy to bamboozle a lot of these creditors. Not so much American Express and Chase, but there were many creditors out there that were so eager for business that they would overlook the obvious danger signs and give credit. That's not the way it is anymore. Okay, they have learned the hard way through a large number of people coming in, signing up for cars, getting through easy applications, and then running off on the bill, that they don't do that anymore. But what can happen is this, especially in banking. Let's say that somehow, miraculously, you get through the process and you get Chase to issue you a Chase Inc. card with no personal guarantee, no nothing, and they later determine that you lied, that this isn't the information you put in the application in order to make it look good, you lied on, you provided them with false information. They're going to cancel that account, but then potentially they can go one step further. They can send an alert to the business credit bureaus that your business is fraudulent. Guess what happens? Your business now gets flagged and you won't even know it because that isn't necessarily public information. It is to the lenders behind the scenes because they have deeper access to the data. But you can be blackballed from a lot. You can, and then you're going to start getting turned down for credit everywhere on everything. You think you're going to walk into a bank and get a loan? Forget it. Anybody who's connected with the SBFE, the Small Business Financial Exchange, is going to know about that. You're going to get nothing. You won't be able to borrow money for a piece of bubble gum for your business. So the idea that you're going to use all these neat hacks and tricks to get all this credit and it's just going to all work out so well, don't do it. Don't fall for it. Just understand that it leads to bigger trouble potentially down the road than the benefit of just getting another card in your wallet right now, or to be able to brag that you got your 15th trade line for your business. Understand that hacks and tricks come with consequences, and they don't work most of the time anyway. I mean, I just watched another one on the Sam's Club Business MasterCard and some secret trick that the person in the video was taught for how to do that. And just for the heck of it, I followed the video, watched it several times to make sure I understood exactly how they said it played out. And I went to the Sam's Club website, and this was a brand new video just posted that day. Okay, this was day before yesterday, as a matter of fact. I watched this particular video. I went to the Sam's Club website the day the video came out. Nothing that they said about how this works even appears on the Sam's Club website. So be really, really careful, because if there's that red flag, what does that tell you about any other information they may be sharing? This is another interesting little pet peeve of mine. There are a lot of people out there that want to charge you for their credit mentorship. Number one, everything that they're going to teach you is stuff that you can learn for yourself for absolutely nothing. Okay, promise you that. They got that information from somewhere. Most of the time, they borrowed it from somebody else that gave it to them. They watched a bunch of videos, cobbled together their own program, and suddenly they have a pathway to financial freedom, or something like that, that they're now going to sell you for two, three, four, $5,000, because at the end of this, you're going to get all this miraculous credit. The problem with those programs many times is what they're telling you is dead wrong. And I watch the videos of these guys who are promoting their own courses, and they'll share information that I know is wrong. I know it's not factual. Why am I going to go pay this guy $5,000 to get a year of his mentorship when the 30 seconds of his video I watched for nothing proved to me that he doesn't know what he's talking about? Everything about business credit you can learn out there for free. I did. When I started this process, I didn't know anything about business credit. I didn't understand it. It scared me because it was so different from personal credit. Um, and I went through, some initial problems because I tried to follow some of the advice I got in these great videos. And I very quickly learned, you know what, I'm not going to get there listening to other people tell me all their secret tricks for building business credit. This is going to be a process. I'm going to have to go learn it. I'm going to have to work on this. And so can you. There is nothing wrong. If the goal is really to legitimately build good credit for your business over time, there is nothing wrong with taking the time and the effort to learn it the right way yourself. Compare and contrast. And if one person is telling you, A about this card, and somebody over here is telling you B about the same card, there's a problem. One of them is misleading you. And now you got to go do additional research to figure out which one of them is misleading you, and ask yourself, which one of them has something to gain by lying to you? Maybe they both do. Maybe they're both telling you different lies because they both want to earn money off of you. If that's true, then the only reliable source of information is what you figure out for yourself. There is everything you need to know about business credit out there if you do the legwork yourself. Okay, and it really is a good way to truly understand your company's business credit, why it's important to you, and your perspective on all this is going to change as you go through that process. You think you started out wanting to build business credit for reasons A, B, and C, but in the course of learning it on your own, you discovered maybe A and B aren't as important. C still is, but guess what? Now I've come up with D and E as additional reasons based on the knowledge that I now have. So do this journey on your own. Figure it out on your own. Ask good questions. And if the answer doesn't make any sense, it's probably something you don't want to be listening to. As I just kind of hinted in the last slide, building business credit is a marathon. It's not a sprint. There is no quick path to good business credit. I can promise you right now, you are not going to go get 3 net 30 vendors, trade lines, and then in 60 days or 30 days or 45 days or whatever somebody has promised you, that you're going to be able to walk in and finance a car or a truck in your business name only with no personal guarantee because of those 3 net 30 vendors that you just got. Business credit takes time. They want to see a mix of credit. They want to see that you have um, net 30s, tier 1 vendor accounts at net 30. They want to see some tier 2 net 60 vendors. They want to see if you have any type of factoring loans. They want to see business history. They want to see some longevity to things, because just like on your personal credit, all of your business credit entries show when they were created. So you show up at a Ford dealership saying, I want to buy something, I want to buy a truck in the name of my business, and they go pull up your business credit, and everything is 30 or 60 or 90 days old, and they have no balances, and you have no loans, you have no real history there. They're going to come out and say, tell you what, we can give it to you in the name of the business, but it's going to be your name on the contract, and you're going to be personally responsible. So it's a process over time. You don't start out with an 850 FICO score in personal credit either. The only people that get to that level are people who built a history over a long period of time and demonstrated stability and a long positive payment history. The same is really true in business credit. It's just not out there in the public domain and really talked about the way that personal credit is. And that's because personal credit is governed by state and federal laws. Business credit isn't. Nobody needs to tell you anything in business credit. So, if you're going to do this, understand it's going to take time, it's going to take patience, it's going to take work. But the payoff is there if you really work at it and you do it the right way. Finally, choose your opportunities wisely. Don't go signing up for a trade line just because it's promised as a guaranteed trade line, because if you don't use it, it's not going to mean anything. Okay, if you don't buy shipping supplies, a Uline account is never going to be anything helpful to your business credit, because all it's going to do is report zeros every single month. I don't care what trade line they gave you. Maybe they gave you a $5,000 limit, but you know what? If they don't report to the Small Business Financial Exchange, they're not reporting the limit on the trade line anyway. All they're reporting is the most recent activity and whether or not you're making your payments on time. So if you aren't actually using the trade line, it's not doing you any good necessarily. Yes, it maybe adds toward the three trade lines, the three trade experiences that Dun and Bradstreet needs in order to decide to give you a Paydex score. But so what? That's only one small step. Don't put an 80 Paydex score at the top of the list as the most important element of business credit. It's not. Okay? Choose business trade lines that make sense for your business. Choose trade lines that your business can use, that benefit your business, that make sense with what you're trying to achieve in your business. Don't go sign up for a company that sells t-shirts if you have no intention of either giving away or selling t-shirts, or you don't have a bunch of people, employees that you want running around wearing your company t-shirts. If you don't actually use that trade line, it's not going to help you. Move deliberately. Don't be in a hurry. There's no rush. You've been waiting this long. The good opportunities will continue to be there. But you've got to do this the right way, and sometimes that means slowing things down and thinking about them for a little while before you actually do them. In closing, I really appreciate you folks taking the time to listen to the video today. Hope you found it useful, helpful as you move forward in your business credit journey. Again, just want to give another quick shameless plug to our Facebook channel, No BS Business Credit Decoded. We'd love to see you there. Come join us. Come throw your business credit questions at you. We promise you, you will always get an honest answer from us. It's not about us selling you anything. It's about you building good business credit and seeing your business succeed. We want to help you get there. We're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It may take us sometimes a day to properly research a question, so we give you the right answer, but we promise we'll get there with it, and we'd love to see you. Again, I'm Daniel. Thank you so much for watching today. Come see us at Dash Office Supply, and have a great rest of your day.